Hello.
Right.
I've been got a confession. I've been addicted to the hokey cokey, but thankfully I've turned myself around.
Steve, we've done it. We're on big telly.
Albertino.
Smash the like button, you snakes.
Not just the slags, everybody else.
Would you like to tickle my neck? Would you like to tickle it, Steve? Would you like to pull it? Steve, would you like to pull it?
What? He's what's it?
I'm rescuing you.
He's what's it? What are you on about? You just get it.
Waddle my old waddle of wowdy wibbles.
Who was going to sing that, you bastard?
Good evening, everyone, and happy Wednesday to each and every single one of you. Today we're going to talk about Jesus Christ and how we're not going to talk about Jesus Christ. I was being the silly sausage. Good evening, Pete. Good evening, Louise.
I was going straight in with that. Oh,
Yeah. So, what you been up to anything then since Saturday?
I'm just trying to get this off. Give me a sec. I went out Preston with Simon Monday.
What are you doing in Preston? All right, Paul.
Simon just messaged me. Fancy going for a few beers. We went there.
Simon last.
Yeah.
All right. How's he doing? Anyway, still
Chinatown. Other than that, I've stopped drinking since then. No, I haven't had a drink since then.
That's right. Me and Steve. Well, I am. No, Steve, I think we'll see how it's go. I'm not going to drink for a month. No alcohol for me for a month. I'm going to try and turn this big fat redhead to a nice colour of just tanned. It's not really that. It's not as red as it seems, actually. I don't look that red. Good evening, Mark. I've been revising and ready for the quiz. What quiz?
What quiz? Yeah. I mean, we can have one, can't we, as we go along?
We can always do a quiz. We're always up for a quiz. If you've got any...
Ask me some questions. I mean, did we say that?
No. Wednesday, tonight we're talking about Sceptics. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll have something quizzical. The Chip Man. Have we had the Chip Man before? Good evening, Chip Man.
The Chip Man? I'm not sure about
Chip
that.
Man. Well, I'm not the Chip Man. Top named all the Chip Man.
One of his first name's Harold. Right, shut up.
Hey?
Harold Chipman.
Harold? Harold Chipman. That was a good joke. That was a good joke.
You can still hear that COVID in you, can't you? Long COVID.
Yeah. Tell you, hello, Anita. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Chris Williams says, "All right, boys. Didn't see the last one live, but watched it back and thought it was effing brilliant." It was a good one, wasn't it, on the Saturday? That was the pop quiz one, wasn't it? Steve was play pop.
All right, yeah. I'm a bit disappointed in my drumming. I wish
your drumming was shit.
More. Yeah,
I told Matt about that.
I really wish I practiced a bit more.
Well, just practice in general. You hadn't done nothing again. Yeah. I've been in a few times, lad. Used to go on Jimmy. Oh, well, good man. All aboard. Yeah, one job. I had all sorts going on. I had theme tunes. I had guessed follow the lyric and all that lot.
Hey, communist, hey. Right. Communist, sorry. Sally.
Man, sorry. We have a show to do here and people to entertain. Let me entertain you.
Wait.
Who did? What's that? Graham Speak says pint sometimes damage.
Bloody hell. Yeah.
Who's Graham Speak? Is he from Speak?
He's a mate of mine in Great Harwood.
Is he? All right, Graham, I live in Great Harwood too.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you met him. I think you might have met him one night. All right. Tops, Graham.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button and all that lot and everything. Give us all the likes.
Fuck off.
I know, I always forget. I know people always remind me. But yeah, so that's my plan anyway. That's what I'm definitely going to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go a month without drinking any alcohol, and then just when I finish, I go on holiday to Southwold, and I'm going to get wankered.
Holiday to where?
Southwold.
I thought it said Southport.
No, Southwold. It's well nice in Southwold. It's very posh. It's right on the big fat arse of England. You know what big fat arse sticks out?
What grade are you on?
Well, down a bit further down than that, though. It's
the Wash.
Where's it near? I can't think.
Folkestone.
Yeah, it's on that. It's down that big fat arse bit. It's really nice down there. It's great. It's proper. It's where wrote 1984 is from. Joe.
All right, Joel.
Yeah, that's where he's from. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you go. It's we've been there loads of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're always on frigging holiday, aren't you?
Yeah, because holidays are great. Oh, Nicole, how are you? A month's a bit long. I know it's not because I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna give everything a rest and just feel, good at the weekend. I don't suffer from hangovers really, but I know I'll feel a lot better at Saturday. I'll probably get up earlier. I'm gonna start doing stuff, and then
I'm thinking of even having a bit of a fast because I've never tried a fast.
Yeah.
Have you ever done like a full day not eating?
Not eating? Oh no, that's really bad for you. That's definitely bad for you.
It is.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Ah, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It says who?
It says all the skeptics in the world.
I don't think they do.
Chipman says, "Woz, you look like a white Chris Kamara." I mean that as a compliment, sir. The football commentator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They just
Hey,
what?
Jeff.
They just
Jeff?
have they? He's ringing me now. Go away.
God. You're honestly.
It's Mary Jane, and I'm not going to answer it, but she knows I'm on the phone. Sorry. I don't know why she's ringing me up.
I just don't know you fucking dick.
What can I do?
You turn your fucking phone off.
Oh, cock off. So I hope she's all right. It's Mary Jane ringing me. She's probably mum's a bit late, something like that. Anyway, how do you know that being a Burnley fan? Shut it, you weirdo. Right then, so tonight we're going to be talking about skeptics and the damage that they can do. Because what's the difference between a skeptic and a conspiracy theorist? And I'm asking the question. I'm not going to suddenly produce an answer.
See, the way you worded it, I think you're wording it wrong.
Why?
I think because that's not how I see a skeptic.
Well then, what do you think a skeptic is?
Well, I see somebody that needs to have proof of something. I'm not going to automatically believe something without the proof. Proof.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. But then, but a lot of these skeptics, but a lot of these. Do you know the people who don't believe in climate change, right? All the climate stuff and all like that. Would you call them skeptics?
No.
Why?
I wouldn't say that's a skeptic.
Why would you say that's a skeptic?
I say more skeptics believe in climate change because they've looked into it and they've seen the proof.
Do you know when somebody's being skeptical?
Yeah.
That means they don't believe it.
Right, this is where it's all a bit wordy and it confuses me, so I could definitely be wrong, but this is just the way I see it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but...
There's difference between like a skeptic and... See, I'd always kind of think almost like a skeptic is the opposite to a conspiracist theory.
No, a skeptic. No, somebody who's skeptical. Do you know when somebody says climate change, right? So climate change, and it's all been brought on by man and all this lot, and we're doing all this, and somebody says, "Well, I don't think that's right. I think it's always been," and he's been a skeptic, isn't he?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I would say like A skeptic, but if once you're sure a skeptic, this is why I think of. They go, oh right, yeah, no, I get that. But just because you can be skeptical about something, it doesn't mean that you're a non-believer in everything. You're a skeptical until you give him proof. Does that make sense? You're googling it. Yeah, I mean, it does confuse me, and I have looked at it, and it gets too wordy for me, and it does genuinely.
A person who questions or doubts something.
Yeah.
A person who questions the validity or authenticity of something purporting to be factual. A person who maintains a doubting attitude as towards values, plan statements, or the character of others. It's just a person who doubts. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just what it says there, a skeptic. I've just done it. See, you're a skeptic.
No, but it's not just a person who doubts. It's that
it is a skeptical person.
It's proof.
No,
what's happened to Paul? Sorry, what's happened to Paul? Is he all right? Has something happened? He's checking the chat.
He's pee off today. Why you pee off today, Paul? The bloody papers are skeptic of everything and are wrong and believe too many.
Right,
papers.
so.
Hey, Rothschild's in. I'll do, Mr. Rothschild. And on Steve Beatty, I was skeptical when you announced you were sailing around the world.
Well, I set off, didn't I?
Yeah. He had a go. The bloody papers, no, when somebody's skeptical, so say like 9/11, right? And it all got this is what happened, and it all got brought down, and then people say, well, I don't believe that. I think the American government, they're skeptics.
Right, this is where it gets really confusing, right? Yeah.
Well, no, that's what it is, though.
Yeah, I know, but it's always. But you know, like Michael Shermer, he's a famous skeptic.
Michael Shermer.
He's like the leader of the Skeptic Society. So, if there's an argument, say for example, between a 9/11er, they'll bring him on to argue them because he's skeptical.
What do you mean argue them? What do you mean argue?
Oh, to debate a conspiracy.
Yeah.
But that's like saying that's the two things, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
you're saying a non-believer in the 9/11 is a skeptic.
No, he's questioning. I'm saying question.
You're saying he's being skeptical.
Yeah, anything, moon landings. Right,
this is where it's confusing me.
No, that's what skeptic means.
I know you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Sorry, go on.
So when somebody doesn't believe in the moon landings and all this, whatever, that's their side of the argument, right? That's that. Whatever that's called. But for somebody to argue against somebody they'll bring Shermer on, who's professional skeptic. It's his job. So it's like you're saying, it's like that's two sides fighting each other in the argument. This was confusing me.
No. A skeptic, listen. Right, so they bring him on to argue the case against it. So he's being skeptical.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a skeptic is.
Right, this is what. But you don't see how it's confusing me. A skeptic's arguing against a skeptic.
Yes, but they both have different types, won't they? Different opinions.
Well, obviously, yeah, but
you know what I mean? It's like
I'm genuinely
it's like right. So moon landings, right? So you get somebody with a moon landing, right? And the official line is this is what happened on 1969. They landed on the moon, and then you get all these people say, no, nobody landed on the moon. It's all fake and blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah.
And they'll show you all the proof that's going on. Then the other guy who says that it didn't happen, it was all fake, will probably bring some fake evidence. Well, sorry, some whatever his evidence is of it going on. So we'll be skeptical of what he's saying.
I get that, and I agree with you. I know that, but can you understand where it's confusing me?
No, you got to understand what skeptic means.
Oh God, I've got an headache.
Maybe if you'd done a bit of research into it.
Fuck off.
Oh, fuck off. What have you written there? So, some lyrics to New Order and dance moves. The glutton says, fuck's sake, Steve. Lord Rothschild says, where did the word conspiracy come from? Ooh.
it's CIA in it. It's that they brought it up for again. That's a conspiracy that they brought it up, using it to they've kind of used that as to put people down, say, oh no, they're just a bit of a conspiracy theory. They're nut jobs. That's where they reckon it how it's been started.
I bet conspiracies are not a lot older word.
No, it's just I think it's that I got mixed up with you saying a conspiracy theorist. No, what's the word? A conspiracy theory. How it's derogatory. Fucking shit at words.
Conspiracy theory's got to be older than that.
Well, no, it might, but no, it wasn't used as common as like after like the JFK, and it all started to be like.
Yeah, I'm being skeptical of that, Steve.
Well, yeah, Google it. This is the beauty of Google nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you could. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right.
Well, let's have a look, shall we? Right, there's that one that you said. That's a conspiracy theory. Right, so you've got this one here. A conspiracy theory is an explanation.
True. Gluttony do not want to be in a conspiracy in a court of law.
A conspiracy theory is not the same as a conspiracy. Instead, it refers to a hypothesized conspiracy with specific characters, such as an opportunity to the mainstream.
Put the history of it on. Whereas a conspiracy theory comes from?
Yeah, that's what I asked, but it's a look. So I'll go back to that one then. There's a conspiracy. There you go. Conspiracy theories emerged more recently. It was only a few decades ago that the term took on the derogatory connotations it has today, where to call somebody a conspiracy theorist functions as an insult. Yeah. The conspiracy theory claims that the CIA invented the term. The conspiracy theory claims that the CIA. The conspiracy theory claims that the CIA invented the term conspiracy theory in 1967 to disqualify those who questioned the official version of John F. Kennedy's assassination of Lee Harvey.
Almost word for word for what I've said. Am I right or wrong? Check to the back of your Hong Kong.
Modern version is that the term existed before, but claims that the CIA. So there is a conspiracy.
Right, stop
theory.
doing it. Just admit I was right, and let's move on to the next.
No,
thing.
There's a conspiracy as clear as mud. Well done, but
yeah. Admit I was right.
There's what? You were right about what?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Word for word for what I fucking said, more or less. So I'm reading it off Google.
Yeah, but there's a conspiracy theory.
Right.
Come on, chaps. No more big words. I'm as sharp as a marble. I don't love that.
This is the trouble.
So let's get to it. Right. So we're talking about all this lot. So the way I'm looking at it is so you have all these there's nothing wrong with questioning anything, is there? You don't necessarily have to take things at face value, what anybody, governments or whatever tells you. But when you get moon landings and stuff like that, and flat earthers, right, and then breathians and all that kind of stuff, everything. So then there's that much shit out there that governments and corrupt powers can get away with lots of stuff because there's so much shit out there, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? And it all gets washed up in it. So all these, come on, flat earthers. There's absolute 100% proof that the world is round. There's no two ways about it. You can even see it with your own naked eye, can't you? When you were saying where you was high up on the beach that time, you could see the ship going over the horizon.
There's an answer for all that.
But you can have an answer for it, but it's just utter bollocks. It's proof, isn't it? Let's have a little bit of common sense, the whole.
Yeah, let's not even go there with it because that's just too ridiculous, really, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yes, but that's what I'm saying. I'm taking ones that are obviously ridiculous, like the flat earthers, right? And then these breathonians, the ones that we don't need to eat, we can just use light and all that, and they're all really ill and dying and stuff like that. So stuff like that, when all that's about, and then people believe in them as well.
It's interesting. It is interesting that people will still believe it.
It
I
is.
say when Inverness is that flat earth shop, and like me and Steve went in, had a chat for half an hour with this guy, proper
Yeah.
nice bloke. I'd say he was smart as well, but it's like talking to a brick wall
Yeah.
because
'Cause I
he
was-
knew, because he knows the truth.
Yeah.
And I'm a sheeple and all these other words and blah blah blah. They secretly feel that they're smarter than you because
Yeah.
they know something that's, and
Well,
that's
they
what
have-
they kind of buzz off, and they can't, and they're clinging on to anything that agrees with them.
Yeah. Well, if you have, it's in like the way they set it up is like in a classic storytelling. It's called Hero. What's it called? Hero something. To like. Do you know all the classic stories like? Somebody gets a challenge, you know what I mean? And then, so they meet somebody who tells them stuff and they all get enlightened. And then, everybody doesn't really, they're like only the ones, there's only a few of
They're
them
the messenger.
know. Yeah,
They're
and there's
like
only a few of them know and stuff like that. And then they've got to try and get the world to see on their side.
like
And
kind
they're,
of telling the secret, innit?
yeah, and it's like stuff that,
Yeah.
so then they're out, it's like, God, you don't know, do you? But I do, you see, I do know, you know what I mean? And they get that power from that, don't they? They get the power from
it's
that.
that, innit?
So if you suddenly show them science fact, absolute fact, if you show them fact, look, this is it, that's going to destroy their little world that they've created where, but you lot don't know. It's going to make them look stupid to themselves, you know what I mean? Like they've because they've believed this, and then they'll go, "Oh my God!" And I'm dedicated so long to this, and where I was like, "You lot don't know," it turns like, well, actually, you do, and you look the ultimate, So I mean, that's why they're never going to back down because, because it's like when you see the ones with the climate change. And how we're affecting it. And their argument always is, it's like, yeah, well, there's always been climate change, which there always has been. But all these proper scientists and everything, and David Attenborough and all that, are even saying, look, yes, it does happen, but it's happening a lot quicker all of a sudden. Eh?
There's no way David would lie.
No way David Attenborough lied.
No,
but you know what I mean. Like Brian Cox. I know some people in here don't like Brian Cox. They call him a shill and all that lot. And I can't never understand where they get that from. Because he's obviously. I mean, that bit.
Chill in here.
Yeah. When we had that one about, I think it was What Can You Believe, wasn't it? One of the shows we did. You can't believe anything.
It's a similar kind of topic, but
yeah, it is. But it's trying to say like. How much harm it can do to like
do you
that
know
thing.
There's something like 97% of Australian scientists believe in the climate change and all that, but it's something like close to 40% of Australians don't believe it. So basically, nearly half or something like that of Australians aren't believing what the scientists are saying.
Yeah,
I mean, that's sad, isn't it?
Yeah,
we
it's
have to have a certain trust in certain things. We have to. We can't all know for sure that the Earth is flat, but we have to trust that. No, you can't really without trusting other people.
Yes,
it's very hard without saying, of course we know because of the books we've read, because of this and that, and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and that's what we're doing. So you have to have faith in the education of others.
Yes, but through common sense as well. Through common sense as well. I mean, you get like Russia and America and China, who all are at loggerheads and will do anything to destroy any others, like political belief and whatever. And not one of them's ever said, "Well, actually, the world's flat," and they're all NASA's lying.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
what does anybody get out of it being flat?
It's that secret knowledge of I know and
but I don't get.
It's the buzz of knowing.
Yes, but why would NASA? Why would all the other countries in the science? Anybody? Why every scientist? Why would any scientist? What would they gain by the world being flat?
They've got answers for that, haven't they? I'm not. It's something like if people know the real truth, then the Illuminati wouldn't, blah blah blah, and then there'd be they've always got an answer for everything. It's obviously it can't be fucking too sensical, if that's the word. It has to be a version of that.
Yeah.
You know,
it's But that's
but
where
going back, if for example, me and you was somehow been born on a desert island, we never get to meet anybody. We grew up, we wouldn't think that the Earth is round. We would think it's flat. We only know it's round because, because we have faith in others and because of the education. And it's like almost obvious because you were growing up in it. But you wouldn't automatically think that the world is round.
Yeah. I mean, nobody ever did until like people grew up, and then you get the really clever ones that look it up. And then you look at the moon, and the moon's round.
Yeah, all them things. But I think the automatic belief would be that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, but then you'd look up and you'd see the moon, and it's round, and the sun is round. So then you'd be like,
yeah, but you would. It could be a disc, like a disc kind of thing.
No, but you think it's round, wouldn't you? Why? No. Yeah, you'd be more likely to think it's a ball than a flat disc.
Well, it's so hard to say in it because
the moon isn't, because you can see the no, you can't, because the moon doesn't rotate. The dark side of the moon always stays dark, doesn't it? Head on, let's have a look at chat. What we're saying here. Paul's off. Good night, Paul. Have a good night. Chat. Cheers, advice. I hope everything gets sorted for you, Paul. Sorry that we couldn't join in there. Al Gore and climate change. Yeah.
Whoever it is, fuck them.
Yeah.
Right. Louisa says she don't believe they went to the moon. Come on, Louise.
You don't believe that? Why don't you believe that, Louise? Mark says, I believe scientists that there's a job if you lay bricks. I believe scientists that there's a job if you lay bricks all day. That's what you're good at. I make sheds. Scientists know a lot more than me or anyone on YouTube. That's why they get. Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean when you do your job,
it's exactly that.
It's exactly that. Yeah, bricklayers know how to lay bricks. You know what I mean? And shed makers know how to make sheds, and scientists know about. And they all have different.
They're going to be views, but it's the all. Like I say, it's the. You have to go with the vast majority of people that are in that job. What else can we go off? We can't.
Exactly. And Pete's put, maybe they didn't go to the moon then, but we have since. Why would you lie about it then? Why, Pete, would Russia...
It's a terrible argument, this.
Really why would Russia never have said, no, you didn't go to the moon because we were watching everything? I mean, they were in a space race, Pete. So why would Russia say... Why didn't they say, no, they didn't? Yeah, I know, Louise, that's the thing. I know, not. It's just, we're getting case of arguments, Louise. It's just my thoughts. But why do you think that? Why do you think that they didn't go to the moon in 1969? And why has Chris Roberts put it was better with blue bread?
Mr. Roberts?
Hello, Chris.
Blue bread? What was that?
I don't know. Let's go back up. Why has he said it was better with blue bread?
Bread.
I think that's the first thing he's put.
I haven't noticed Chris. Right, Chris. I haven't noticed him before.
It was better with blue. Hey, yeah, it was better with blue bread. Oh, blue beard.
My blue beard. Yeah, I had it. I dyed it blue a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, when you went for your big fish, little fish. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it was New Orleans. No, it wasn't New Orleans. No, it wasn't.
No, it was at the when I was being a hippie.
That's right, the festival, weren't you? Telling everybody off for going on the phones.
What's it called? Solfest.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
he's a hot tub. He's hot tub with beers. On a bloody Wednesday. Yeah, so I mean, it's really, it's like with 9/11. How did that suddenly start? Where it went? No, it wasn't that. They blew it up themselves.
It was that French documentary, the CD that went round.
I remember it.
So obviously, back in the days of CD, this
DVD.
Is 2007. I can remember us all watching it at the Backpackers, and roll out that going, "Whoa, fucking hell, that was proper." fucking that's heavy shit, that, isn't it? Just the way it was all done, it was all very really. It was one of the first, really. Well, it was the first one. But then, as the time kind of went by, they always kind of looked always well dodgy that what they did. Then you start looking in, like you get more internety as well, and you go, "Oh, right, wait a minute, because I think it was when I first like coming out at Nick when I got like on the internet line, and I've had all that time to like check things out and look,
Yeah.
thinking, oh no. Then next minute, there's all these different versions of bullshit. All right, they're all over shite, aren't they?
Yeah, because it's exciting, isn't it? The fact
Yeah.
that the government brought their own buildings down, and it's a lot better than the story that it was done by bloody Bin Laden and all that lot, and all these terrorists. Which, I mean, why wouldn't they do it? I mean, they blow themselves up all the time. So why wouldn't go for the ultimate prize? I mean, how many times do they all kidnap planes? Hijack planes.
Yeah.
That's an old thing. So why wouldn't you take it up to the next level of hijacking a plane? And look, Twin Towers in America, big iconic towers. Obviously, it's going to be massive on TV, and all that. So why wouldn't they do that? That makes a lot more sense than all this the American government blowing it all up.
One of the worst ones for me is when they say, no, they were brought down with explosives and that. I think, what?
Have you seen? There's the one that where the plane fired a missile into the bloody building just before it went in.
Yeah, it's a flash of light in it or something like that.
It's just, you can't even see it properly, which is the best thing again. It's they zoom in, don't they? So it all pixelates all over the show. And then you're supposed to say, oh, yeah, now you can clearly see that. I can't clearly see anything.
Underneath it, there's a thing like strapped to. There was this bomb, or it was so it wouldn't. It couldn't have been. Right. It couldn't have been one of them airlines because of this and all that. When you check, no, that's not true at all.
And Pete's done the exact thing that you said. You know when you're talking about that, and they go, yeah, but what about Building 11 didn't drop when it never got hit or damaged? That's exactly what they do. He didn't say that then. It was a bit before, but that's the classic thing that they do. So you explain all that, and then they'll go, yeah, but what about that then? Well, like you say, why don't we just talk through this first, the ridiculousness of that, and then that might make more sense.
Yeah, so the one where they say like they come down with explosives, they were brought down with explosives.
Yeah.
So they planted the explosives exactly where the planes fucking hit, because they both come down exactly at the spot where the planes hit. Which are quite different to the other. One's a lot higher than the other, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And it's the weight. Oh, it is once one floor goes, that's it, isn't it? So it goes
clearly go where the planes fit them. So if I ever the planes have had to go exactly in that same spot where the detonator
charges were,
or it's the planes that have brought them down. One thing is for sure. I mean, you can get really stupid on there. There weren't really planes there, and it's all an optical illusion, and it's CGI, blah, blah, blah. That's just obviously getting really stupid in it.
And all the people going, whoa, when the plane goes in.
I mean, so planes 100% hit them, and they've come down at them spots.
Yeah,
mate, exactly. I think some of the things that could be true are like possibly that they had a good idea that something was going to happen. But how far? But I don't think...
I agree. Yeah.
There's there's definitely a few things that could be dodgy that could be true.
Yeah.
It's the scale of how far.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, because
like they're bringing the Building 7 down. Say, oh, no buildings ever had the highest building at one point in the world fucking fall down onto it. That's never happened as well. Oh, no,
I mean, imagine the weight. Imagine the total weight of all that coming down. And what it's going to do, it's going to be like a frigging earthquake, isn't it?
Oh, no, there's only a little bit of smoke. How can a little bit of smoke? No, keep looking for videos and you'll see one with fucking side of it, absolutely, and it's been burning for hours. And there's news reports of it burning for hours. They're all saying, let's get the fuck out. There's a good chance this building's going to come down. Yeah. No, we don't want to see that, though. We just want to see a little bit of smoke, and it came down like just like an explosive. Just like that. They're going to come down like that.
Mark says, was there conspiracy before the internet? Well, yeah, JFK.
Yeah, there was definitely, because we watched like the JFK film, what's it called? What's the Zeebrugger film came out?
Yeah.
I mean, when did that come out? In the 70s or something like that? Or was it even the 80s? Because
What
it
was
didn't
your
come out
brother,
straight
Phil?
away. It was a long time before that came out.
Right.
Because that really set the old, because of the way he went back into the left, back into the left.
I know, and that I must admit that's one thing.
But he actually goes forward and back into the left. From
No,
like, it's like the shot, and then
no, he gets shot in the neck first, doesn't he? He gets shot in the neck first. Yeah, first he gets shot in the neck.
Like that,
and he goes like and he goes like that in the neck.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And he comes forward like that, and he'd been shot in the neck. Then the other shot went off, and that's when his head went.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, isn't it? There was see, you got to know about ballistics and all that. To me, it looks like that was two different bullets. Do you know? Because the first one went through his neck and hit the driver in front.
His neck. It came through his back.
Came to the back, went through his neck, hit the driver in front. Do you know when they did that right? They did that documentary about the magic bullet. I remember this in the 80s, 90s, something like that.
Yeah.
And then they made this documentary how this bullet had done like this, then turn it at a right angle, and then go through all this. And then later on, I heard this proper ace document, like a modern one, saying, no, it's done this, it's deflected this way. But then there was this really good one that they reckon a CIA bloke accidentally shot him with one of the big caliber guns. Like, do you know when the first shot went off?
Not really good one.
Oh, I know. No. What I'm saying is, the other one that came up then, he got shot by Lee Harvey Oswald or whatever. That was the one that went through the neck. This guy in the chair, in the car, something went off. His gun came up, went poof, and his gun blew his head off. But we're never going to know. And it's all that again. It's everything that goes behind it. But the thing with the JFK that's all weird as well is the autopsy and all that, wasn't it? And
loads of fishy things, but
yeah,
you get loads of fishy things in every. A car could just crash down the road. There'll be anomalies in loads of things. Like, hey, wow, that's a bit weird because that car wouldn't have crashed there if it wasn't for that woman coming out of there and all like that. So why did it? It's like, no. There's always going to be loads of weird shit that goes with it.
Yeah. No, that's totally true. That you can, like you say, any incident, and then just like you say, any incident at all. And if you looked and did a table of events and I made a 360 documentary about our stubby toe on that chair when I came downstairs this morning, and then this happened because of this. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is.
Hey, what about the Russian drunk that we were on about? You know, like that Russian drunk story that when I said.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and now that was on what's it called as well, wasn't it? On the BBC. Have I got news for you? And there's the miners, weren't it? The coal miners.
Right, yeah.
And that was it. The coal miners.
What, they even believed it. That was
And the coal miners. They'd all been on. There's been a big thing about coal miners being drunk at this coal face in Russia, and then they came in to do an interview about it, and the bloke staggers it background, all covered in dust and everything. And he's like, they said, oh my God, they're trying to drag him off the gate. No, they drag him off and they say, look, he was drunk. So me and Steve were having a row about it. So I looked into it, and then when I looked right into it, turned out poor bloke's bloody mentally handicapped. He's been working there for ages.
He's mentally handicapped. He's got cerebral palsy.
Well, whatever. I don't know what is that not mentally handicapped?
No, it's that Joey Deacon thing.
Oh, I don't know well, it's cerebral palsy then. Yeah. I don't know.
Name that loon.
Loon.
I'm pretty sure cerebral palsy is not mentally handicapped, but
that's my ignorance. Yeah. But
when you told me that, I thought, all right, so I'll have a look at that. And when I tried to, it took me ages to find. Then just found this like Reddit thing about that. And I thought, has he got all this? Because I thought this looks like a load of bollocks. So it's like a double load of bollocks. Yeah. Then I thought, let's really look into it even further.
Yeah, that's what I did. I saw.
Like a YouTube comment that sent a link to a Russian
that's it.
program.
That's what I did.
Actually showed the family. Thought, right, so he really was cerebral palsy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
You've even fell for that one, was. But again, that's me being skeptical. But I just thought, I thought, no, I need to check it more because I didn't get enough information because you seem quite confident. That's why.
Because of the source that I got it from, you know what I mean? Because the BBC, and everything. So it goes to show there, doesn't it?
Was that right? Yeah, we must be skeptical even of our own skepticism. And that's what I think I should be. I feel like I'm too skeptical a lot of times. I automatically go for a fuck off.
Yeah. But,
I catch myself doing it all the time. For right, I do
but,
feel
but the
justified.
only way,
In a
yes,
way.
there's nothing wrong with being skeptical, though, is it, in that way, in questioning something. But it's when you're giving like facts and stuff like that by people who, who were really, that's a profession, like, like scientists and all this.
Yeah.
Not, I mentioned Brian Cox because he's the one that we all know, but I mean, obviously, there's loads of scientists out there, and when they know the business, it's like, well, why would a wagon driver argue with a scientist? Why would I suddenly go, nah, mate, nah?
Yeah.
And so, why? Why would somebody do that? What do you do for a living then, compared to what he? Nah, I'm sorry, mate. No. I saw a graph on YouTube. Do you know? Or I went to I'mRight.com.
But what has showed over this, the corona times, of how many scientists and doctors have different opinions.
Ah, well, this corona
this
thing
is really put the fucking cat amongst the pigeons of, oh no, we have to believe in scientists because there's so many of them.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing. I think in years and years to come, there's going to be a big, whoa, what happened there with coronavirus?
Of course there is. But because then it will go to, there's so much of you're being put into that conspiracist theorist. That bit of a loon.
But that's the thing. When you get something like this with coronavirus,
this is far too big. There's far too many have a very questionable.
Yeah, it's like scientists are actually arguing against each other.
Yeah.
But then you get like when YouTube started closing that what's it called? Weinstein, what's he called? That the Dark Horse podcast. When stopped them, they demonetized them and blocked them just because they were talking with other scientists about it, which is like, that's so wrong. And we're going through this. COVID has brought us to a big crossroads.
Yeah,
how you doing, pal?
Which kind of goes back to, as much as I know I'm very skeptical of many of these things, it does make you think, am I being too skeptical? Because clearly in this, is this occasion different than the other ones that I haven't believed before?
But this is the big one where the thing is the governments and everybody acting in a certain way. But the thing is, the scientists hadn't agreed on anything, had they? Do you know what I mean? It's like the scientists, nobody said, whoa there, because the World Health Organization got everything wrong all over the show, didn't they? They were really cocking it all up.
Well, I think this is where the government, basically, they're picking and choosing what scientists they wanted to believe.
Well, this is
their narrative.
I think so. I think exactly that. And also, I do believe, because what are the other scientists, there's that invectin, which has been invented ages ago, and totally, like they were saying, they have proof that it's been working, like they did in Mexico. It worked in Mexico because they had to get it through. They didn't have a vaccination then. And they said, we're going to have to try it. They tried this invectin in Mexico, and it had fantastic results, really good results, Not a miracle thing, but it did work. And then, but all these politicians all have what's it called? Fingers in pies with all these companies that are making the bloody vitamin D. Yeah, and that's another thing. Why was it not? Why did it not?
For a year's supply.
Yeah. Why did it not push all that? Yeah.
Why is it still not being pushed? Why is health not being pushed? Why is it still scary? Why is it all? So the number two thing that's worse for COVID is fear and anxiety, and this is what this is what they're causing to us. We felt it.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not every day, almost whatever? Say, and guys, everybody, get yourself fit, calm down with the drinking and smoking, because this is the main thing we can do, and don't worry too much about just common sense things that are virtually free and cheap.
And the worst thing is, what happens in lockdown? Everybody's drinking and smoking because they're not going to work, are they? I mean, what's this now? Peak someone. But the biggest conspiracy, cancer, has it or hasn't it?
Has it or hasn't what been cured?
Oh, there's no cure for cancer. Steve Jobs died of cancer. bloody billionaire, bloody bloke of Apple up.
Yeah.
If he ain't got a cure for cancer, why would anybody think that there's a cure for cancer and it's only for certain people? Why would anybody think that? That's the most
Well, it's obvious
ridiculous.
the answer to that, isn't it? It's obvious. It's money in it. If that was the case, but
What money's to be made by just giving it to elite people? You want to make money with a cure for something? Do what they did with the vaccines. Get it out there. You know what I mean? Charge the NHS, God knows, depopulation.
I know it's so contradictory. It's very contradicting about everything. It's like this is where when you start going down that rabbit hole of believing and not believing and how to.
You know, why instead of war, Pete? Why not? Instead of war, the best depopulator going. Why go through all that? Let people slow. How much do you reckon it costs to look after a cancer patient than it does like to cure them? You know, they're ridiculous, them, aren't they? But like I said, this COVID thing, this is where it's all a bit getting lost in the 9/11 conspiracies, moon landing stuff, and all like that. Because the people who think, no, I think there's something wrong, they're getting tied up with that, aren't they?
I watched the thing yesterday. I think it was live, actually. I think, the Atheist Experience. I used to watch that quite a bit. I can't be arsed for it now. It's a bit too... it's a bit too the other way. Yeah. But anyway, it came up and I forget what it's called. One of the hosts is saying he's giving loads of examples of people who've come out with COVID denier, vaccine denier, a mask denier, he's dead. Look at him, he's dead now. He did like a list about 10 of them.
Yeah. And
that is called cherry picking.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Absolutely it is.
Why don't you pick all the millions that haven't fucking died from it, that have a disagreement from it?
Yeah.
That's exactly. Like one, as much as I believe in the masks, I believe in the vaccines, but people have got the right to agree to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean, just because you're right or wrong, doesn't mean you can't have your say. But the way he was putting it out was saying, look at these fucking idiots.
Yeah.
They're dead now. They didn't believe that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think it's all kind of been building up, and then you get this where there's a valid argument about all this COVID and how governments have all acted wrong, and then what they're going to are they going to go back and say that I think
overall, what the disease does and kills the people it does kill, overall, the lockdown will be worse. The effects of what a lockdown will do. It's hard to say. It's hard to say that how many, if we hadn't done it all, would it have just gone?
What would have happened?
Would it? We can't say that, can we? Because
we can't. No.
You can go off other countries that didn't lock down the same as well, though. Like the Sweden example, some other countries and stuff.
No, Sweden had lots. Sweden had loads.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like if we hadn't done it, how bad would it really have been for the world? We just honestly don't know. There's no. You can only have a guess, can't you? But I just think for what the damage that has caused and will cause, and for years to come will cause, I don't think it was worth it doing.
What people turn to alcoholics and depression, and stuff like that. Like
the untreated cancers and the
that's right. Yeah.
Loads of things are going to come out and go like, we never thought about that. Yeah, that's the effect of that, isn't it? There'll be lots of things that come out.
Knock-on effects.
Never even thought. Yeah, knock-on effects that we never even thought about that will appear.
Oh, but that's what gets washed up, you see, with all the rest of the conspiracy theories, which is like when skeptics can, you can have it's a healthy thing, and like I said, there's scientists arguing against each other now with that law, but it's all being washed up with your conspiracy theories with all the 9/11 and stuff like that. So John's here. How do John? How you doing, pal? Mark Harris says, Louise, we need a quiz. I got 2 right Saturday. You only got 2.
Mark, give us a question.
Okay, yeah, give us a question.
Put Google on skepticism.
Yeah, Pete's on it now. Lockdown wouldn't have stopped it because of transport station to and from countries. And what do you do for a living, Pete? The whole thing we don't know, Pete. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And we'll find out. There will be a long time in years to come. And then I think it's definitely man-made. I think it came out of that lab because of the way that they said how these viruses normally work. They take a while to get all these tricks and things that they do, you know, to get past and everything. But this one came fully developed, bang, all bells and whistles.
The name of the fucking the name of the place. It's the what's it called? The Wuhan. For respiratory diseases center.
Oh yeah. Yeah, bit of an alarm bell there.
What was the bat outside though? There was the bat at the market. What's the name of where we work again? Fucking hell. That's almost like a joke, isn't it? That's almost like one of them things. That can't be true, can it? Let's have a quick Google what it was really called. Fucking hell, it really was called that. Why is everybody jumping all over that bloody thing now? Ray, has this really started from here? What have you lot been up to? How did it get out? No, nobody's talking about it. So, yeah. So, there you go. So, come on. Mark, give us a question then. Have you been doing? Mark, what can we give? I'm still genuinely confused about that, but I don't want to go there again because they've just watched me being confused about what is a skeptic and the difference between that and the conspiracy theorist.
Well, we were being skeptical then about COVID.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between asking questions and then a conspiracy theory mix up all this stuff, don't they? That's their theory.
Yeah.
So a skeptical is saying, well, I don't know about that because of that, and I don't know about that because of that. But they don't then go on and say, what happened was this. You know, they just say, I don't really know about that. And they question that. So they'll just ask questions, but they won't provide a full-on, they won't give you a full-on theory.
We're too ashamed to say we don't know.
We don't so know many people, I know.
You have to have an opinion. Yeah, I know, I do know.
Pete's on like that's what Pete's like. Yeah, well, what it is, Pete, you've no idea. You can theorize all you want, but I'll say it. I have no. Same with this COVID. I can speculate and stuff like that, but I'll be the first to say, all right, if I'm being told. How many items come from other countries in my area was? What the hell are you on about? Fruit and veg wholesale. So how many would have touched that box and what's inside of it? How long do you reckon COVID lasts on bloody food and stuff like that? And isn't it through? It's through water droplets, isn't it, in the air? It's an air virus, isn't it? COVID.
They think it's the main cause more than touch.
More than touch, yeah. It's more the
again. These are all things that they're learning more about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're learning more now. And they were saying I think the hand touch isn't so much like and everything. It's more of the anyway. That's what we have, yeah. So
right.
So anyway, so me and Steve are fighting fit and ready to take anything. I'm not. I believe what I watch on Sky News, not on YouTube. Well, that's the thing. See, that's another thing. People are starting to believe YouTube. I mean, I understand. Don't get me wrong about like the news and everything. But it's going that way where you're prepared to believe what anybody can put up on the YouTube.
This is the trouble again with it. People will believe more some guy that's made a video in his room talking of this done well than any of the news that's on the TV because this is the real guy on the street. He doesn't know any fucking more than anybody else that can find shit out. It's just the way he's presenting it.
Yeah, all he's got is a really good editing suite. And don't forget as well, a lot of these are searching for subscribers, aren't they? So they're going to make it super duper dramatic. I mean, that's the thing as well. How many of these so-called conspiracy are just after subscribers and shit like that, so they don't have to freaking work for a living? So they put it all up and make this because they always do it, don't they? In the style of like how news channels do. With like the red banners at the bottom and top, and everything. They make it look like it's a proper news item thing that they're doing. Yeah, and how many of them are just fishing for subscribers and viewers and all that kind of stuff? What's this? I'm old enough to remember when you could catch age touching someone. Well, it was all scary back then, wasn't it? It was all.
We was a little bit too young, weren't we? Just that little bit.
Yeah. Well, it was all that though. Do you remember like Eddie Murphy? You get all that AIDS on your lips. When he that stand up. What was he called? That stand up. Yeah, delirious, and what was the one I read?
Delirious and
When he's on about to Mr. T. Hey boy, hey boy, look at my cute nose jeans. Because that's right, yeah. Because he goes into the doctors and he says, he goes in and says to the doctor, yeah, I've been feeling like, yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Murphy, but I'm afraid you got AIDS. AIDS? But I'm not a homosexual. Sure, you're not a homosexual. And then there was all that, because that's what everybody thought, weren't it? The gay disease, isn't it? You know what I mean?
What's that one with the Wellers? That woman goes in, she got some scabs or something. Says, I must have caught it off the toilet seat. So yeah, well, you must have been sucking it because it's all.
Oh dear, Pete's on it now. Okay then. So we've said, okay then, right then. Tell me this then. So how many would believe the papers? Because the Spun put a post on the 4 stabbings in Sheffield, and those things were so wrong from the truth. It's so horrible to those that was involved.
Are you talking about the Sun?
Yeah.
Are you actually,
anybody who reads the Sun should poke their eyes out with sticks. Just get sticks and poke your eyes out. Why would anybody buy the frigging Sun? How
it's
the
a given that the Sun, the Star, the Mirror are all liars.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can probably read that and go, wow.
Yeah.
Have you heard this story? If you're a fucking moron, if you read it, that's well established years ago for the internet. We all knew they were shit.
Yeah,
just that 1 degree up from the Sunday Sport.
Yeah, that's exactly true. It's exactly like that. Remember what I was saying about when I got my record deal, when I was talking to Jimmy on Saturday? And the record boss says, right, we need to make a story up and get it in the papers to get some publicity. Yeah. Make a story up and put it in the papers.
Raw. Chris Williams has got it.
Yeah, Raw was the second one, wasn't it? No, yeah, Nicole put it first. Raw was the second one. The first one, was it Delirious, the first one? Sunday Sports. Yeah, that's the one. At least they totally went out on purpose. When they said they found was it a double-decker bus on the moon? Yeah. And Freddie Starr ate my hamster.
No, that was the Sun, weren't it?
No, that was the Sport, wasn't it?
I don't think it was. I think that was the Sun.
Oh, get out!
Yeah.
So oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them papers still going. I know. I totally don't get it. Old papers lies. Well, some people are saying, but they're better papers than others.
Going as if they're still going.
Why do people buy papers now? You don't. Why? Why do people buy newspapers now? I mean, Steve, all you got to do is look at your phone, aren't you, Steve?
Yeah, they can't be doing that now, can they? They can't be selling that fucking well now. They can't, can they? They just can't. My son is a fish finger.
My son is a fish. I take it that's a Sunday Sports.
Yeah, when me and Steve Everett met Tara Bordeaux. Bordeaux in the sex shop.
That's when you did the Johnny trick again, weren't it?
Yeah. And a picture of me and Steve with Johnny stuck up my nose and out my mouth with Tara Bordeaux. And she was going, oh yeah, I'll put it in, we'll put it in. And she never fucking did. See, she's a liar, a skeptical bitch.
What was she like in the flesh, Steve? Was she pretty?
She was all right, a bit bony.
Bit bony.
Yeah. Do they still have tits in the Sun and the Star? I honestly wouldn't.
No, they don't. Not in the Sun, they don't, because Scott Bolton, do you know what SB Tipper is? They always have it.
Do they? Fuck.
Yeah. I think they get the Daily Star.
Set fire to it and throw it at the faces.
I always go on. I always go into it. I go, why do you read this shit? And then I always look for page 3 and there's no page 3, so that makes it even worse. Isn't that bizarre, though, when you think about it now, page 3? Do you know, like in a local newspaper that anybody... I mean, we shouldn't be embarrassed about bodies. That's another weird thing, right? Why are we all bothered about nakedness? And I'm not going to turn into a naturist or out like that. But isn't it weird that we're all weird about how we're born?
It
is
is
totally
weird,
mad. It's
That's been put on of us that we need to be a bit embarrassed. It's because we wear clothes all the time.
Yeah,
It's like a secret.
yeah. I mean, it's so, and that's why
But
there's
how?
so many hang-ups, isn't there? That's why there's so. I bet that all this rape and stuff and that, you know, a lot of majority of it is because we wear clothes. Because it's that you can't
it's
be seen.
hang-ups, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's some kind of a hang-up that makes people go off on one way or the other.
Yeah, because it's so mad, isn't it? When you look at it and you think it's more weird to wear clothes than it is because we're born naked, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? You're born naked. So I mean, so then you start putting clothes. Obviously, people did it for warmth and stuff like that and all that, which is fair enough. But it's just so mental. And then Rizzo's got one here. You probably won't believe this, but Timo Werner just scored a goal.
What does that even mean?
He's a football player.
Well, hey, you were right about the UFC. It was on at that time. You know, we were on about Paddy the Baddy.
Yeah, I watched it. I went to watch it. It just finished when I came off. When we came off.
It was quite a good timing because it was a good little. I know why it was, even though I think it was. I'm not sure if it was in Dubai or wherever it was in America, because they were mainly British, so they changed it for the timing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. When's what's he called? Joshua fighting soon?
This weekend.
Is it this weekend?
Yeah.
Let's get pissed up and watch it.
A mate of mine, Steve's going to watch it. He's got tickets.
Is it in England?
Yeah, it's in London. Yeah.
So is it on? So it could be like 10 o'clock or something like that.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Should we have a few beers and watch it? Start from Sunday.
No, that's it. I'm doing it. I'm done. It was because the car was meant to happen in the UK, but COVID shit, they had it in the US. What did you think about when they had no audiences in the fights?
I liked it.
I liked it. Yeah. I did. I liked it.
I liked the rawness of it. It was quite more intense.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, I did.
I surprisingly liked it. I thought, this is really real. Like,
what's that? We're older, but imagine a teenager on heat might not work well with a pop star. Is this like being naked? Yeah, but if you're not, it wouldn't make any difference, would it? Because what was that? What was that talking about? Oh, that's right.
You know, we get that opinion like French people. They're a lot more open about it, aren't they? Do you know, like that, the nakedness and we're very British. And like, I remember going to a lad's house in Blackburn. His mum and dad were walking around bollock naked. You know, like at tea time. We had a tea and people had gone for a bath. Next minute, there were bushes and winkies around there. Like, what the fuck? I was well embarrassed. I was only about 12 or something. It was so natural for them. Yeah, you know, the way it was all rust like, and I'm just so embarrassed. Like, what the? Because they were a lot younger than my mum and dad, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was in like a French family or something, like a modern family. I knew I was one because it was just nothing, you know, like I was fuck it up, bush.
Well, the Dutch Navy, they have mixed showers and all that, and cabins and everything and all that. They're totally
big part of me just doesn't feel right. The mixed.
It's because how we've been brought up.
I know.
It's like what we said, isn't it? If you get like for us, like a woman who bends over and you see a bit of tit, and you get a bit of side boob, that's more than seeing it fully, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, and that's how weird it all is. It's weird when it's all there. You just go, oh yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah. But when you see a little bit, it's like,
yeah. I think some ways it would spoil it.
Yeah, it's really bad. Oh dear.
Italians are about to play. Oh, are they?
I don't know. Are they? How many Italians do you know?
I do love it. Trust me, I love it. Anyway, back onto skepticism. Yeah, that Tim Tom that was on the guy, his dad, Martin Gardner. It was really interesting reading about him. There's quite a few things on YouTube about him.
Yeah. What did he do?
Well, he died in 95. So he was an old fella. He wrote loads of books. He was a magician as well. You know, there's quite a lot of magicians that turn into that kind of famous skeptics. Randolph, what are he fucking called?
Well, that makes
James,
sense
James
because you know
Randi,
when they're doing
Aaron
magic and
Brown.
people are tricking everybody doing
Yeah.
magic, and then they know how it's done. So
This is
yeah,
why Darren Brown's done a lot of kind of catching them out. And James Randi. He was the guy that started that $1 million challenge. Him and Martin Gardner and a few others, they got together and goes, right, let's get a scientific put it into anybody would come out with any of these claims. We can prove that any of these, what's the word for it? Mystic claims.
all right.
We can put it into a test in certain. It's got to be done in a scientific
environment
with certain rules in certain ways, and it needs to be replicated. Blah blah blah. Once you could do it, here's £1 million for all you people that are, doing all the Ouija boards and all this and that.
Yeah.
I know Ouija boards are true. Well, if you think a Ouija board is true, get your Ouija board and go and sign up. You get £1 million. No, one time in this, yeah, your mate fucking did it, you silly twat. Me as well. Honestly, I've done it a couple of times. I've sworn it was like, whoa.
Yeah, let me say that when we Donna were. What was the one with you and Donna and when it all freaky?
I'll see him on Friday. It'll be Donna's dad must have done it because I'm sure she didn't do it. But there was 3 of us left. Yeah. And it was still moving round. I'm like, picking on me.
Are you lot chat? Do you like chat? Do you all believe in spirits and mystical things and stuff like that? I don't. I don't believe in any of it at all.
No, I don't believe in any of them.
No, and I really don't. It just doesn't make any sense why. Well, we've done ghosts, haven't we, and stuff like that. They just don't make.
Yeah, but it all boils down to this: being a skeptic, and just prove it, and then I'll change my mind.
Yeah. And nobody's proved it.
No matter what can be said, and this is back down to the James Randi challenge. That was his point of it. It's all right saying all this, but come and test it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. It wasn't in the right environment. I didn't really feel it. And all right, it's weird that every one of them on the day or on the times they do it, not one of them has took the £1 million.
Yeah, and it's like the same again, isn't it? How come it's never been proved then to be true? You know what I mean? You should be able to prove it. It's true now. There should be some way of filming these things or something like that, or there must be some way.
I mean, I can get the fact that some of them say, well, you can't really prove it because it's more of a blah, blah, blah. But a lot of these ones say, no, I can prove it. Oh, come on then, prove it. Here's your £1 million.
Yeah.
Take £1 million.
And do you know, women, I bet women believe more than men in spirits. Like Louise and Nicole.
I don't know why.
No, I don't know why.
What's it called? These
John. Rizzler says, how do you explain clairvoyance being used by the FBI?
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, they tried. No, we did that. They tried it. I looked into that, Rizzler. They had a go. They spent loads and loads of money for 10 years trying these clairvoyants out and stuff like that, all that kind of stuff, to see if it could help them. And they came away and said, it just doesn't fucking work. And they did that. And I looked into that. I forgot what show it was.
There's a reason why they're not still doing it. If it worked, they would use it.
Exactly, yeah. They don't do it. They spent, I think it was 30 million. Oh, was it on the Unabomber one? I think it was the Unabomber one where I was looking into it. Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was the Unabomber one. I was looking into all that kind of stuff, Rizzler. And they did it. They spent something like 30 million on all these clairvoyants and what's the other ones? Reading, the reading.
What's it called?
What do they call it? Sorry, that reading. What's it called? That?
Yeah, there was a guy on that. I was looking at the Michael Shermer thing on Sceptics last night. This guy was on, really nice guy and all that. But then he started talking about him. He used to be his job was teaching people how to do that remote reading.
Remote viewing. That's it. Remote viewing. That's it. Yeah.
So he did all this. Proper nice guy explaining that I was teaching. And then he says, well, just go through what that was actually done. And Sherman just ripped into pieces so basically, you didn't prove anything. There's nobody proved anything. Nobody got Uri Geller, and he used to work for the. No, look what Uri Geller. the famous magician that's got caught out with all the bending spoons and all
He
that.
filmed it. Do you remember that when they actually caught him? He took the spoon to the side, didn't he? And they saw him bending it. I remember that.
And this was with the James Randi, because they got Yuri Geller on one of these shows, like the American shows.
Yeah.
And they, like with the picking the objects, that trick that I can do.
Yeah, you're really good at that.
So they've got him on to guess to find out which one has the water in it, something like that.
Yeah.
But what they did is they got James Randi in beforehand to go through everything, and he checked everything and changed everything which wasn't suiting whatever he was doing, because he knew whatever the trick was. And suddenly, well, I'm not really feeling it today. And then they call out, because we haven't,
Yeah. No, it's true. And all it is, it's all the same as all that magic. That's all it is. It's all exactly the same. It's just conning people and just, like tricking people. And
what about the one with Darren Brown, where he starts to show off with, right? Well, I'm gonna do like a mystic thing, but obviously it's all a trick, it's all a joke, it's all magic, it's a form of trickery. Goes through the whole show, still people at the end think it's not magic. They think no, but he's actually getting something. It's like, he says, and this is the point, he says, even if I blatantly tell you I'm tricking you, you will still get people say, no, but he must be feeling like that.
Yeah.
You can't.
That's what people are like. People want to believe it though, don't they? I think it's all part with the religion thing and stuff like that. I think people want to believe there's more to us than what there is. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, obviously I can't fully, I can't prove that there is no spirits and all that lot. It's just that nobody's ever proved it to us, and it doesn't make any sense, does it? That I love ghosts and stuff. If you saw a ghost, Louise, would you shit yourself? The ghost come out like that.
I mean, thankfully, I don't believe. Obviously, I don't believe in ghosts anymore. But I remember when I did, and it's fucking horrible. Like that ghosty feeling. But that's all about it. Shows you when you believe, there's a good chance you might see something.
Exactly.
When you don't believe, you won't see it.
But when you believe,
it doesn't work like that. Yeah. They're either there or they're fucking not. It's got to work like that. A ghost has got to come now and go, oh my God, you won't believe this. As we were saying it, I can't explain it now, but that is never in a million years that going to happen. But if I was in that rape frame, in this like dark attic kind of thing, with the lights down, I was going, honestly, God, I fucking swear, it's all in the mind. It totally is.
It's like the what's it called, the Peter Kay sketch, wasn't it, at the funeral, and a empty bag of quavers flew by. She went, "That's him. That's him. Oh, he loved quavers. That's him. That's our Gary. He loved quavers." It's like, no, he's not. He's wind and litter, you tit. Oh yeah, Derek Acora. Oh dear me. He was the one. Please, he used to say please. Can you answer this, please? Oh God.
Yeah. So that girl I used to go out with, Charlotte, she used to be mad on him. She was like that one. Jesus Christ.
And he was that show with that where he was looking for a spirit because somebody give us a signal, and that bloke let out a massive farts. A rate going, oops, sorry, that was me. It was so funny, yeah. But I mean that. Rothschild's back in. She said, "Oh my God, Charlie's dick was frozen hard." But she said she'd never felt it. Maybe Charlie's dick had melted.
What?
She said, oh my God. Charlie's dick was frozen hard. But she said she never felt it. Maybe Charlie's dick had melted. Well, have I missed something here?
Is it a rhyme? Is it a...
Oh, I likes doing rhymes, yeah. Oh my God, Charlie's dick was frozen hard, but she said she never felt. It is. Yeah. She said, oh my God, Charlie's dick was frozen hard, but she said she never felt it. Maybe Charlie's dick had melted.
That sounds like one of Idiot Abroad's poems.
But that, I tell you. Darren Brown, have you seen him on Joe Rogan? That show he does. That well good. That how he does things. Like he was saying about how you can offset people and all that. And he said this one bloke came with him, like he was having obviously a bad night, and he was really being aggressive. And he came up to him like, oh, you know, we like this, like this. Yeah, but my wall's only 2 foot tall. Why is my wall only 2 foot tall? 2 foot tall? This bloke was like, huh? And just freaking went off. You know what I mean? He's really good for that, for putting people, you know, subterfuge and moving something over there. You know.
Yeah, he's really good. Do you know what he's really good at? Making people think that it's more about how he's doing it with the mind when they're just good old magic tricks. A lot of the stuff they're doing, it's all an image that it's all in the head, and he's making them do this. And somehow he's built the old show around. He had to make somebody think that, and then they've brainwashed that one when they're not. Most of them are just a good old trick. But he's selling it as a mind trick.
Yeah, it's a big act, isn't it? All the performers, isn't it? You can get a right poxy little trick, can't you? Yeah. And then just blow it all out of all proportion, don't you? Mark says, here I sit broken-hearted, spent a penny, and I only farted. Feature didn't work with this, Ben.
What didn't?
Doing that, being all aggressive and saying, yeah, but why is my wall only 2 foot tall? Yeah, but no, I'm going to watch that Darren Brown one. We need to. I want to do one on the AI as well. I think that's a good one. The AI.
Yeah.
Will AI take over the world? That'd be a good one for next Wednesday. That. How far will AI go? How far would you go? Would you be chipped and stuff like that to better enhance your life and performance? You know what I mean? We always start with limbs, don't we? We have anyway. That's one for.
Yeah, right. Then we'll do AI on.
AI and AI and synthetic augmentation. That was a good one, wasn't it? I don't know how right that is. Prosthetic augmentations, but it could be all that anyway. What are we doing on Saturday?
No, Saturday's boxing. Oh no, we can do wait till 9 or so, can't we?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, because it's short for boxing. What time's boxing? It won't start till about 10, will it?
11. No, it'll be 11 o'clock, won't it?
Well, we usually do about 9 till 10. No,
8 till 10. No, I forgot. I'm just thinking it's.
Yeah. We'll figure something out then. Another quizzy type thing. Maybe do a filmy type thing or truth or bollocks.
Yeah, we'll do the normal Saturday shit. You know. But
we gotta have a theme on this so we can prepare, Steve.
It'd be a bit weird if you're not drinking, won't it?
What about you not drinking?
No, I didn't say I'm not drinking like that. I'm still going to drink, but just not. No, I'm not
drunk for a month.
No, I haven't agreed to that.
No, but agree now. Do it.
No.
Why?
I don't want to.
Yeah, you do. It's good for your body and good for your mind.
There's a funeral on Friday. There's no way we won't be not be drinking.
Apparently, when I had my job, I've been chipped, so Illuminati know where I am. Yeah, that's the one with it. All that kind of.
Oh, I love that one. Fucking hell. The chips. Look, they're going to chip us so they all know. What?
All on the phone. On the phone, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Oh, I went to gym on Monday. There they were. All sat down. I'm there. I'm on rowing machine. 5K. Oh my God. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm on row machine going, and I'm sweating my tits off, and there's loads of lads and women everywhere. Just sat down. And I thought, Steve, I love this. Unbelievable. Oh, hang on. Louise says, sorry, I can't be with you all on Saturday. I'm going to see Phil Collins and Genesis. Ooh. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. But he won't be singing like that. It'll be, I can sing. Maureen, give me my pills. I can see.
Right, on that note, let's fuck off.
And on that bombshell, we'll see you all on Saturday, folks. Thanks for coming. Goodbye.